Well, welcome everybody to the first episode of Rogue 371 Creator Studio. Today, I'm making a Gonk droid. So, I'll walk you through some steps and try to do my best to keep up. So we're making the feet here, and then there's the toes that are pretty important to the Gonk droid. So what I got there is a piece of 5/4 pine, and I had some 1/4-inch PVC board that I cut down and chamfered the edges to make the top of the feet. I use a lot of hot glue. I really depend on it. Sometimes it doesn't hold up like I want, but for the most part, and I'm using the Gorilla Glue brand, it seems to be work a lot better than just standard hot glue. Just using that to hold that 1/4-inch PVC on top of the pine to create the feet. Like to press down and wait for it to dry. Try not to fidget with it too much because a lot of times it'll spread out, and it does get pretty hot, and it's easier to clean up when it's dry, but sometimes I don't have the patience. Most of the time I don't have the patience. So now I could probably use like a brad nail for a little extra added effect, but the hot glue seems to work. I've made 3 Gonk droids, and I've made them the same way, and I've never had any basically fall apart. I've had some parts come off that I didn't put enough glue on, but never any issues with the feet. Trying not to let the seams go on for too long. You kind of get the idea, but I also want to include everything in there so you can see here. Okay, so we got the PVC on top. We got both feet that are matching. Sometimes if you want to put the feet together, you could just do one big piece and basically make it look like 2 feet, but I kind of like to have the separation in between. All right, you can see there, I'm just using this, it's a PVC box. Came from Menards. I'm just scuffing it up here. So we'll have 2 of these. And they usually come with like purple handles on them. I've already removed those using some probably 180 grit or 120 sandpaper just to get the inside scuffed up, and then I'll do that all over. Just helps that primer adhere a lot better. Okay, let's just get this piece of plywood here as sort of a weight, but also I'm gonna hot glue that in there, and that's where the legs will come through. So there again, it kind of adds some weight and keeps it from tipping over. I've never had one tip over, but there again, it gives me something to drill through and tighten down the legs. I'm just pushing this in place because what you'll see is I think I'll flip it over here, and you can see where the glue still needs to spread out a little bit more, and you want to have that good pressure on it until it's completely dry. So just pressing that into place to make sure that stays put. Okay, you can see how it's spread out to the bottom. Okay, so I got these, I think these are 1/4-inch, maybe, yeah. 1/4-inch. They're actually hollow wall anchors, but originally I was going to use the butterfly at the end of the anchor to hold it on there, but I did change my mind on that and just went with a washer and a nut. So that'll go through the bottom of the foot. So I need to drill through that and make sure that it will accept the top of the screw and not put the gonk off balance. So use a spade bit to make that area so the washer and the screw head will sit in there. And hot glue that in place. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the hot glue gun because if you don't have much patience, the glue dries really quickly, and this Gorilla Glue dries really quickly. So it looks like one leg down. And 2 legs. Just trying some things here to try to mark exactly where I want to drill through the bottom. There's easier ways to do this. Just put a little, looks like red or orange paint there to mark it. And then I'll drill through the wood and tighten the legs on. So we'll put a nut on the leg and then set the bottom on, and then put another nut on the top and just it'll tighten up. So got the X's there. I've drilled the holes. So see if that fits right. There's no reason why it shouldn't. Before I put the nut on the legs. You want a kind of a tight fit, you don't want it to be loose, so. Put that nut on there for the bottom of the gonk droid to rest on. I'll eventually put some hot glue on that nut just to keep it from coming down. Here we go again. Constantly checking things for fit. You don't want it to be too tall, but you also want to be able to see the legs, because that's kind of the signature item of a gonk droid. That and the toes, and then it's also important is that they have a face. Not necessarily 2 eyes and a nose and a mouth, but just they have their own personality. All right, you can see it poking through there. Just trying to make it level. I don't mind it if I set the legs kind of forward, so it almost it's leaning back. And a lot of times I'll put it so it's sort of tilting, sort of like how a dog tilts its head, kind of cute. And that gives it a little bit more personality too. It's fun to just do little things like that to give it more personality. All right, so I'm using washers and a nut on each one. It doesn't have to be super tight, but like I said, I think this is the second one that I've made, and I've made another one since, so I've gotten a lot quicker because I figured a few things out. There you go, the legs are on it. Just checking for fit there. You can see I've already attached a piece of 1/8 inch masonite on the top. It kind of hides like some of the manufacturer stuff on there rather than having to sand all of it off. And plus it gives a good base to glue things to. Oh, I haven't glued it on there apparently yet, but as you can see, I did chamfer to match how the top of the box is chamfered so it sits on there flush. Just little details like that. And most all of this stuff is made from things that I've had sitting around. And when you're a carpenter, you've just got tons of this stuff sitting around, and it's fun to put it to use. Just collect trinkets here and there. I work in the facilities management industry, so I find all kinds of things that are set to be thrown out. And my son works in the HVAC world, so he's always bringing me things home. Just little things. Might be a thermostat, something inside a thermostat that I think would look cool. It's basically somebody else's junk, but I'm recycling it. So I'm sanding down the masonite so it will accept the primer as well. A lot of paints these days say they're made for plastic, and which is, I'm sure is probably true, but I've found that if you really want the paint to stick, you should use a primer, and I use a filling primer for auto body. It sticks really well. It hides little things, little imperfections. Not that that's really important with this, because this is supposed to be a Gonk droid, which is a working droid. So, and as you'll see towards the end, I really weather him, and I had rust just to make it look like he's been working outside. So here I am pressing the masonite in to make sure we get a good bond. This is sort of what would be like if you're building a house. This is the framing part. And then you get to do the fun stuff, which is adding the greeblies and just trying things out and see how they look. Just everyday items. Just attaching them. Okay, so this one is going to be one that sits on my desk in my shop. You can see these two little book lights here. That's going to be the antennas. So you see that circle that I have drawn on the back is going to be for a paintbrush caddy. And these guys are going to be sitting here just in case I need a little extra light. They actually are actually pretty bright. I got them on as a 2-pack on Amazon. Here's the original cup that I was going to use, this little Menards bucket. I do change my mind on that. I decided to go with this one rather. And you can see I've got a shallow electric box there that's housing the antenna, the little book lights. And it's removable, so I can change the batteries. But there's also a port where you can charge. I don't think it's a charging port. I think it's if you want to plug them in, but I just made it so because it's the Allen head screw, you can take it off, change out the batteries, and put them right back on. So, all right, Here's some MC cable. If you're not familiar with that, it's metal clad. For if you got electric that's not running in conduit, it's basically a flexible conduit. So I have some of that sitting around, and it does have wire in it, but you can take the wire out, and at that point it's hollow, and it's more flexible. I think in this one I may have left the wire in it. You can see also that I have some little pieces of foam to cover up where would be an opening when you put the two boxes together, which basically becomes the mouth on the front of it. But it's just a small piece of EVA foam, and also keeps the top in place. So I think later on in this one, or it might be the next one, I've added that foam all the way around the inside because it keeps it in place. And so if you wanted to make it so you could take the top off for some reason and didn't want to glue it down, you can just use that and it'll hold it in place. All right, so here's the MC cable connectors. So I'm gonna mount those to the back so I can run the cable from the back of the Gonk Droid to the feet. This is also another signature item of the Gonk Droid. It has the power cables to the feet. And by the way, I think when I made my next one, I found a way to do this better and faster that doesn't require these. And I can show you that. I still think this is a cool look. You could definitely do it this way, but I did find a way to do it without these that looked pretty good. I think I just drilled a hole, put a screw in there, and then hot glued the hollow tube to that, and then I ran it through the back, and I put a washer around the back side there where it meets the back side of the Gonk Droid, just kind of hide the sides, and just glued it in place. It looked really good. But this is a really cool look too. It makes it look like it's an actual piece of machinery. Tell I'm really thinking about this, but I think this is a really important thing to show. So you can see, so I've got those connectors mounted to the back of the feet, which since they're made out of wood, they're really easy to screw into, and I threw a little glue in there, of course. So now I'm tightening those down to the back of the feet, then I'm gonna run it to the back of the droid and just put it inside. Just tighten that up with a ratcheting screwdriver. I apologize. I don't know why I let this run this long, but I must have felt like this was really important. All right, here we go. Apparently that one fell right off. So, gotta try again. This one seems to be in there pretty good. Glue is the answer. must not have had enough or didn't press it down there long enough, because the Gorilla Glue works really well. All right, so I've got the holes drilled, running them through the back of the bin, and then I'll put a couple more of those connectors in to hold them in place. I believe those are 3/8 inch connectors. As you make more and more of these, you find different ways to do things that don't require as many pieces, but also it's time to kind of relax and not try to rush through it, because it's supposed to be about enjoying the process, even though sometimes I get super excited. Like, I started another video of the first skunk droid that I made, and I got about 3/4 of the way through it, and I got so excited I just wanted to get it finished, and I stopped filming. So I'm trying to do better about teaching as I go. Or at least sharing what I'm learning as I go. So, tightening down the inside. All right, finally complete. All right, it looks good now. So those also help to balance it. I've never had any like that are ready to fall over, so they got good balance because they got the big feet, and then those wires kind of hold it up. So now, since everything is sanded, I just start picking out found objects and putting them around. Now you can see here I did drill through this and glue it and just put a nut on the back just to keep it secure, which is fun that you can do that because it's open, and so why not? And of course I put a little glue on the back for good measure, keep it from going anywhere. I'm always test fitting as I go to see how things look. I think, yeah, those are baby gate parts. Those are like hinges for a baby gate. One part of a hinge. Let's see what we got. So this is some kind of a game that was about ready to be thrown out in the trash. And it's got these pieces that are kind of interesting. So let's sand them and tack them to a Gonk droid. And all these little pieces here, everything's a different color, it's a different sheen, but all that doesn't matter because when you throw that primer and the paint on there, it all gets unified. So let's see what we got here. It's this piece of this game. I don't even know what the name of it is, but it's got these things that almost look like little emblems and shields. So I'm sure somebody out there knows what the game is and what it's for and all that, but I just think it looks like something random. Now it's got these colors on it. Everything's going to be, here's the name of the game. I can't read it. But everything's going to have unified colors. So here's just one piece of the game. It almost looks like a lightning bolt. It's like, this is a good place for a stick up. So let's put some hot glue on it and press it into place. Kind of rough it up a little bit so the glue bonds. Here we go. You always get those little strings of glue. Just press it into place and there's not an issue. It's not coming off. All right, so there's 3 pieces on there. And here's I picked up 100 poker chips, a box of brand new poker chips at a Habitat for Humanity restore. I use these things all the time. I've got a ton still left. So this will be part of his face. So kind of like a big eyeball here. Happy little poker chip. And it doesn't matter what color it is or what designs are on it, because those designs aren't like etched in it. It's just paint. So it's got a little inner circle, which actually adds to it, and it really pops when it gets painted. All right. So you can see it's kind of got a mouth and one eyeball. And this, what we got here, this is like for the bottom of a chair leg. So the part that sticks out goes inside the chair leg, but I thought it looked pretty cool. All right, so this is part of a tile leveling system. I found a ton of these and I thought it looked pretty cool. It's just a piece of plastic. And it's really light. So it mounts on the side really easily. Basically melting into the plastic. All right, so we've got a few things attached. Starting to come to life here. What else we got? Okay. I think it's called a heat sink. Got that out of a computer, I think. So I'm going to use these Allen head bolts because the hot glue does not want to really stick to the metal or the aluminum. So I just drilled a hole, and there's a box of Allen head bolts that you can get from Harbor Freight. It has different sizes. It seems like I'm always just using the smallest size mostly, but it's so cheap, and they don't have Phillips head screws in space, so you need to get the Allen heads. Looks like I also glued something below his mouth there. It looks like a little circuit board. And there's a little, that's a circuit board, and down there to the right is an old camcorder on switch that it's kind of hard to hold back and not just put a ton of stuff on these guys, because it gets to be so fun and they look so good and realistic when the primer goes on, and then when you apply the paint and the weathering, it really sticks to it and it adds to it. And hole. Still working on the heatsink. So 3, because there was already 3 holes in it, so I just went ahead and used those spaces. And I opened the holes up just a little bit more to accept the Allen head screws. Alright, so got these small pieces. It's just wire management. It's plastic wire management that has a slit in it, so you can sit your wires in it, and these just snap on there almost perfectly, like it was made for it. All right, so this is a belt for a motor for an HVAC unit that my son brought home for me, and I just think it looks really cool. They're come in big loops, and I just cut them and they straighten right out, and the glue, they really go on with the glue really well. So it's just something fun there. I've screwed, I took a piece of 1/4-inch MDF, mounted the fan belt to it, and then put 2 Allen head screws in it. Okay, so we're moving right along here. So I've got some EVA foam that I've cut to approximately 3/4 of an inch wide, and I'm wrapping it around. For one, it'll glue the 2 bends together, but also it'll hide the joint. I leave the 2 ends open, like for what I'm calling the mouth, and then the back side. So just wrapping this around, hot gluing it on. I think I probably heated it up with a heat gun to just sort of harden it a little bit, and to lessen, it kind of frays a little bit when you cut it, and then when you heat it, it takes some of that fray out of it. So I'm just going around, and when I get to the back side, cut it, and then start from the other side and do the same thing. It's super cheap, fast way to cover where the 2 bends meet, and it holds the top and the bottom on. So looks like I headed another piece, that little black dot there. All right, so we're into primer. Out in the workshop here. All right, so she's all primed. You can see a little bit of the fraying on there, but it's special. Okay, so we're really moving along here. I've got it painted in this yellow. This is a Rust-Oleum yellow. It took a little bit for it to dry. All right, so I've kind of modified the battery case for this. Cut some, because they usually come with clips on them, so I've cut the clip off, and I need for it to fit in a shallow electric box. But also I need to be able to get to this to change up the batteries. All right, so in this case I went ahead and glued it in there, but it's not necessary because it fits so tight in there that it can't really move around. It's like almost like it was made for it. But I have to add a little MDF block to the back because it's not level. So once you do that, put that shallow electric box on there, and then I'll drill 4 holes and put those Allen head screws in there so I could take it off and on whenever I need to. So, okay, there we are. It's mounted in there. The little antennas coming through. I had to modify the box a little bit for the antennas to come out like I wanted. See, it's lighting up. All right, got the hole drilled for the paintbrush caddy. I've done some striping, taped off, and did some different striping. Now, starting the weathering process, basically I'm using a silver Sharpie to make it look like it's the paint's scratching off and below is metal. I love these Sharpies. You can also use, well, there's all different colors of Sharpies that you can use. I think this makes it really authentic looking, rather than painting it all chrome, waiting for that to dry, and then painting it whatever color you want and sort of sanding that off. This skips that step altogether. It's unnecessary. Particularly when I found that chrome paint takes a really long time to dry, and I don't have the patience for it. So this can go on forever. It's hard to not get carried away with this as well. But what I like to do is just put it in areas where, as this thing's working, that it would bump into things and scrape some of the paint off. I call this caution yellow. It's like I've got a little gold or copper here, just to add some more metallics. Good thing about this stuff too is, like, if you don't like something, you can just go back in and add more of the base color. Just try it again. The silver works the best.
So guys,
all right, so looks like I've already got it weathered here with some,
as you can see, added the weathering,
black acrylic paint, just added the rust, and you can see the chrome coming through the rust.
Eventually I'll make another video because I'm in the middle of making another Gunk Droid for
I really
my desk at work.
Adding, so the rust is just brown and orange paint mixed with some baking soda. So it gives that really crusty, rusty
we'll also
look.
have the antenna that I like
And a little bit of
so
chrome
much
to the
because
antennas too.
It adds extra light to the desk, and plus it looks pretty cool.
All right, you'll see the final
So
picture.
you see the rust there with some of the chrome coming through. It's just the baking soda with an orange and brown paint. Super easy to make.
I hope you guys enjoyed
And just kind of
this video. I had fun making it.
enough so it runs down.
Try to
Few of the
slow
things
down
that I've
sometimes
figured out
and
is,
pass on what I've
This is
learned.
EVA foam that
And
I just formed.
hopefully it helps somebody
You'll find
else.
that I
I'm always
rely on
watching
hot
everybody's
glue
videos to
heavily
learn something new.
on this channel. Some
But
things
I'm happy with the way this guy turned out here.
probably rely on
Like the
a little bit
weathering,
too
I really
much,
think
and it doesn't
it's
wanna
adding
hold,
to
but
it.
These here, these heat sinks, they are glued, but also I put the Allen head screws in there. This here,
A little bit of chrome to that
object.
plastic
This is,
piece there.
a tile leveler spacer. It just looks so cool. I've got
got a
a
real-
ton of these.
Just that little thing there. He's got a
Usually
real,
put them on
I don't know,
all
a
my
space
mounts.
looking
This is just the inside
attitude
of
towards it.
a foot of a chair. The bottom part is
Happy with the way the
adhered to
chrome
the droid.
peeks
This
through and
goes
it looks
inside
like
of
it's
that.
chipped off.
It's super cool.
See that
This
poker chip
is a
there? It's
poker
got that
chip.
inner piece there.
I was
It
gonna
looks
buy some
like
round
an eyeball
pieces
to me.
from Hobby Lobby. You know, you get quite a few for your money, but I found
something about
100
when you
poker
add that
chips for
weathering on there
$3.
that really brings it to life.
Can't beat that. So, and you saw
Love
in
to
the
hear
video,
your comments on it.
partially.
I think the
how I
feet
made
are probably
the
my
feet,
favorite
which is
part.
Super important to Gunk Droids.
It really
because
makes it. You can see that on-off switch
just
from the
makes it-
camcorder down at the
Your
right.
Gunk Droid's got to have a face. There's a million things you can do to make a face because this
It's got a mouth
literally speaks
and
to
the
you.
eyes.
And just some MC electric with some Romex connectors.
Love the way the cable looks. It looks like it's a legit piece of
These guys
machinery.
are so much fun to make because you can't go wrong because it's coming out of your imagination. So I don't like to use
There's a
things that you
speaker.
can
That's an old
easily
computer speaker
recognize,
that I painted
and most
blue.
people would probably
I'm calling
recognize
that
it
his
as a
hat.
speaker.
Just a
From
little
the
extra
computer,
pop
probably.
of color on top.
And
And
this
it's
is
rusty too.
an electrical box which holds the battery case for the
So
lights.
the
and you
antenna's a
can
little,
take
got
it
some
off
chrome
to,
on it.
put new batteries
Rust
in.
around the bolts, dripping down.
So, I think it's super cool.
Thanks for
I
watching.
hope you enjoyed that video and hope that you got something out of it. I'd love to hear some comments. I'd love for if you subscribe. That makes me want to keep making more videos, and we'll have fun together. Thanks for watching.